The moment the DNA results flashed across the royal hologram screen, the entire throne hall fell silent. And then, the most powerful ruler in the galaxy collapsed. Why? Because her royal grandchildren carried human blood. The silver planet of Zarmyx had never witnessed fear inside its sacred palace. Today was meant to be a celebration. The twin heirs of the alien empire were to be officially declared future rulers. Thousands of elite guards stood armored in obsidian steel. High Council members floated in anti-gravity rings. The atmosphere shimmered with ceremony and pride. At the center of it all sat Queen Virexa, undefeated conqueror of 7 star systems. Her word was law. Her bloodline was purity. By ancient tradition, every royal heir must undergo a genetic purity scan before coronation. A simple formality. Or so they believed. The chief bioscientist stepped forward. His claws trembled as he activated the holographic display. Your Majesty, this cannot be correct. Queen Virexa's eyes narrowed. Speak. The screen glowed brighter. Genetic analysis complete. 47% human DNA detected. Gasps rippled through the hall. Human. The fragile Earth species they once dismissed as primitive. The Queen rose slowly from her throne, fury and disbelief twisting across her sharp features. This is treason. But before another word could leave her lips, a violent pain struck her chest. Her vision blurred. And in front of her empire, Queen Virexa collapsed. Guards rushed forward. Chaos erupted. Across the chamber, the twin heirs stood perfectly still. Their glowing blue eyes flickered. Almost human. The throne hall had never known chaos. Elite guards formed a defensive circle around Queen Virexa's unconscious body while the High Council began shouting over one another. Seal the chamber. No transmissions leave this planet. This information cannot reach the outer systems. Human DNA in the royal bloodline wasn't just a scandal. It was war. For decades, the alien empire had monitored Earth from the shadows. Humans were considered unstable, emotional, unpredictable. Dangerous in ways no one fully understood. And now, human genetics flowed inside the future rulers of the empire. The chief bioscientist rechecked the scan with trembling claws. Your Majesties, he whispered to the council, this is not contamination. The hall froze. It is integration. The genetic strands weren't corrupted. They were perfectly fused, stable, enhanced, evolving. This was not an accident. This was design. Across the chamber, the twin heirs finally moved. One of them, Prince Kale, slowly turned his head toward the hologram display. Symbols flickered in his irises. The system began responding to him. Without touching anything. Security protocols blinked red. Unauthorized override detected. The second twin, Princess Lyra, lifted her hand slightly. A faint pulse of energy rippled outward, silencing every communication signal in the palace. Complete blackout. The council members stared in horror. They hadn't just discovered human DNA. They had awakened something new. At that exact moment, Queen Virexa's eyes snapped open. But they were no longer glowing crimson. They were blue. The throne hall remained frozen in darkness. Only the twins' faint blue glow illuminated the chamber. Queen Virexa slowly rose from the floor, no guards touching her now. No one daring to move. Her voice, when she spoke, was no longer sharp and commanding. It was calm. Too calm. Activate. Earth Protocol. The word sent visible fear across the High Council. That program was terminated centuries ago, one elder whispered. Incorrect, the Queen replied. Above them, hidden panels in the palace ceiling shifted open. Ancient holographic archives descended into the center of the chamber. Symbols older than the Empire itself rotated in the air. A forgotten recording began to play. It showed the early days of Earth. Primitive cities. Human wars. Human emotion. Then alien ships, hidden in Earth's orbit. We did not observe humanity because they were weak, the recording stated. We observed them because they were evolving faster than predicted. The bioscientist stepped back in horror. This was planned. The hologram zoomed in on a classified file. Project Hybrid Ascension. Objective: merge alien superiority with human adaptability. Result: create a ruler capable of surviving the coming cosmic extinction. The chamber trembled slightly. A map of the galaxy appeared, stars blinking out one by one. Extinction event, 12 years remaining. The Queen looked at her grandchildren. They are not contamination, she said quietly. They are our survival. Prince Kale stepped forward, his blue eyes glowing brighter. We are both, he said. Alien, and human. And for the first time in history, the Empire realized Earth had never been beneath them. It had always been the key. The throne hall doors exploded open. Not from outside. From within. A surge of dark-armored Imperial commanders stormed into the chamber, weapons charged with plasma arcs. At their head stood General Zyron, the Empire's most feared military strategist. His voice echoed coldly. This hybrid experiment ends now. The council members retreated. Guards hesitated. No one had prepared for rebellion inside the palace itself. General Zyron raised his weapon toward the twins. Human blood is weakness. It corrupts logic. It spreads emotion. It spreads rebellion. Prince Kale stepped forward calmly. You fear what you cannot control. Silence. Zyron roared. The Empire was built on purity. Queen Virexa moved between them. For centuries, she declared, we conquered worlds through strength alone. Her blue eyes glowed brighter. But strength without adaptation dies. The palace trembled again. The extinction map reappeared above them, more stars fading. Zyron hesitated for a fraction of a second. That was enough. Princess Lyra lifted her hand. The plasma weapons powering the commanders flickered, then shut down completely. Not destroyed. Overridden. Gasps filled the hall. Kale extended his palm toward the galaxy map. A new projection appeared, Earth. Billions of human signals pulsed like neural energy. Humans evolve through chaos, Kale said. Through emotion. Through survival. Those traits are what the coming darkness cannot predict. Zyron's soldiers stepped back. But the general did not. If the Empire follows you, he said quietly, we abandon everything we were. Queen Virexa looked at her grandchildren. No, she answered. We become something greater. Outside the palace windows, deep in space. A massive unknown fleet emerged from hyperspace. Not alien. Not human. Something worse. The unknown fleet loomed outside the palace windows, vast, silent, devouring starlight itself. Ships unlike anything in the Empire's records. No signals. No diplomacy. Only gravity distortions, and destruction. Across the galaxy map, entire systems vanished. General Zyron stared at the projection, his certainty finally cracking. What are they? Prince Kale stepped forward, eyes blazing blue. They are the extinction the archives warned about. Princess Lyra closed her eyes. Streams of data flowed through her hybrid mind, alien precision, human intuition merging as one. They do not think like us, she whispered. They calculate outcomes. They erase resistance. The first shockwave struck Zarmyx's outer defense grid. The palace trembled violently. Alien warships launched, and were instantly dismantled. Too slow. Too predictable. Queen Virexa looked at her grandchildren. For centuries we ruled through dominance, she said softly. But survival requires change. Kale turned toward Earth's projection. Billions of human neural signals pulsed in chaotic patterns. Humans win impossible wars, he said. Not because they are stronger, but because they adapt. Lyra extended her hands. A quantum link ignited between Zarmyx and Earth's global networks. For the first time in history, alien and human consciousness synchronized. Emotion fused with logic. Chaos fused with strategy. The extinction fleet advanced. And suddenly hesitated. Unpredictable counterpatterns flooded their systems. Human creativity disrupted their calculations. Alien power amplified it. The fleet began collapsing from within. Silence filled space. The threat was gone. In the throne hall, the Empire knelt, not in fear. In realization. Queen Virexa looked at her heirs, her eyes glowing a balanced shade of crimson and blue. From this day forward, she declared. We are no longer pure. She smiled faintly. We are evolution. And across two worlds. A new empire was born.